motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it.
Mount Maunganui Borough Reclamation and Empowering Act Repeal Bill, second reading.
This bill is set down for committee stage next sitting day. Call on private and local order of the day number 2.
Riccarton Bush Amendment Bill, second reading.
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I'm very pleased to make a contribution to this second reading debate to what is, I think, a very good augmentation to the acts that currently preserve this piece of Christchurch. Just to be clear, Riccarton Bush is the last remaining kahikatea remnant on the Canterbury Plains, and it is situated right in Christchurch City, right in my electorate as it happens. And it is also the home of the original settlers in Canterbury, the Dean's brothers, who came out in about 1840 and struggled away for quite a few years before growing into the family that has been so influential in Canterbury since. Their original story, sir, is a little tragic. The two brothers came out from Scotland in the late 1840s, originally came to the Wairarapa, and then moved to Canterbury. One of the brothers was drowned tragically trying to get sheep across a river. The other brother established the farming operation at Riccarton, and one of the features of his work was his closeness to Ngāi Tahu. He had at least 6 miles in all directions in a radius from Riccarton Bush. And I recall at the time that we brought down a new management plan for the bush about 1991. Rick Tau from Ngāi Tahu made the comment that they were pleased to see this happen. The place is known as Pahuta Ringamutu, or Place of the Severed Ear, in Maori mythology, or Maori folklore, I should say. And his view then was that when the New Zealand company, the first Canterbury settlers, came in the first 4 ships to the province, both the Maori and the Dean's brothers got done. An interesting sort of part of our history. It's also suggested, sir, that Hagley Park was put in place to keep a separation between the Anglicans in the centre of the city and the Presbyterians at Riccarton. As one of the Catholic persuasion, sir, I have no particular view about that. But it was my great honour to be the 3rd chairman of the Trust. The Trust is a body that has had great continuity since 1914, and during the time that I served on the Trust, we faced the prospect of losing the house and quite possibly losing the bush as well. But it was only for the foresight of the Dean's family that bush remains now. The brothers were originally quite alarmed, or the John Deans, I should say, was originally quite alarmed, as was his wife, Jane, at the rate at which timber was being cut down in the near vicinity of Christchurch City, and made the conscious decision to preserve that piece of bush. Jane Dean, sir, was a remarkable woman. She lost her husband, one of the original 2 brothers who came to Canterbury, within 12 months anyway of her coming back to New Zealand, having waited for him in Scotland for about 11 years while he established the farming operation at Riccarton. It's a great history for people to read and to understand the struggles that early settlers went through, and I think given the circumstances in Christchurch at the moment, it's quite an inspirational sort of story. So what this bill does is make sure that the protections that are in place for that very, very special taonga, the kahikatea forest, is protected, and that the use of the other grounds, which are much more of an English country estate style, remain available for people to use and to enjoy. And I think it's a good thing that we're able to have a body like this that has a long history in New Zealand terms, but has not been swallowed up by other local government activities, etc. They do work very, very closely with the Christchurch City Council, and it is the legal team in the Christchurch City Council who have promoted this bill and I've been delighted to sponsor it because of that past association. So, sir, with those few words, can I thank the Select Committee for the work that they've done on this bill. They have made a small change which recognises the fact that between the bill coming to Parliament and today, there have been the earthquake events. That's meant that the long-term plan for Christchurch City Council has been pushed out to 2015. The amendment here allows the plan for the Trust's stewardship of the assets here to also be pushed out to a similar date. Mr. Speaker, with those words, I commend this bill to the House and look forward to its rapid passing through the remaining stages.
The question is that the motion be agreed to.
Mr.
The
Speaker,
Honourable Annette King.
Mr. Speaker.